Greetings to all. I hope you are doing well. Let's listen to what Tazaryach has asked for.
Just show me that. Because here it says, this is again the book of Miriam literature, Egyptian literature. It says, then said Seth to Horus, come, let us have a feast day at my house. And Horus said to him, I will. Horus went willingly to go hang with a nigga. Now, when evening had come, a bed, listen, and when evening was come, a bed was prepared, and they laid down together at night.
I bet y'all didn't know I was sending information to Jabari during this debate, although I'm the moderator. Did y'all know that? But I don't like Jabari, right? I bet y'all didn't know that.
What nigga is laying with? Show me this in the Bible. When nigga lay with another nigga in the Bible. Just show that. That's all I want to see.
All right, so you've heard it. He wants to show in the Bible where a man lays with another man. He said that's all he wants to see. Let's start sharing. Now, this is 1 Samuel chapter 18. No, I don't want to share that one first. And I think that's not the one showing on the screen. Yeah, the one is 40. So it's 1 Samuel 20. Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 20. And we are directly at verse 40. This one. Après, j'arrive. And we are verse 40. As you can see, it says, and Jonathan gave his artillery unto his lad and said unto him, go, carry them to the city. And as soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of a place toward the south and fell on his face to the ground. Now, in the Greek and the Hebrew, I'm interested to know what out of a place toward the south. I'm not implying anything, but today people talk about going down south. But he says, and fell on his face, on his face to the ground, and bowed himself 3 times. And they kissed one another and wept one with another until David exceeded. So since David, we are told, fell on his face to the ground, it's safe to say that he was laying on the ground. Now, in the Greek and the Hebrew, how do they translate what we have in English as until David exceeded? Because I had a quick look and I saw some people translating until David became great. So, what could it possibly mean? Furthermore, it says, and Jonathan said to David, go in peace. For as much as we have sworn both of us in the name of the Lord, saying, the Lord be between me and thee, and between my seed and thy seed forever. And he arose and departed. So all the time, all these things until David exceeded, it took place while David was still on the ground. And after all this was done, after they kissed one another and wept one with another, and also in Greek and Hebrew, what's the text? What's the wordings? What are the words used or written to say that they wept with one another until David exceeded? Then after that, he arose and departed, and Jonathan went into the city. Okay? So that's one thing. Now let's move with another one, just for the record. And this time is 1 Samuel chapter 18. Let me share the screen. As you can see here, 1 Samuel chapter 18, and this is the King James Version. And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and would not let him go no more home to his father's house. The Bible says somewhere that a man will leave his father's house to be with his woman. But Saul would not let David go home to his father's house. But that's nothing yet. And Saul took him that day. Oh, I read that already. So then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. They're repeating that. I don't know why, but anyway. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword and his bow, and to his girdle, and to his girdle. Now, if you look for other translation, you might see that girdle is translated as belt. So we are told that Jonathan stripped. Was it fully naked? I let you guys make the brain down and explain it to us. But he went all the way as far as removing his belt. So earlier, they kissed on the ground until David exceeded. At some other point, the same guy, Jonathan, stripped himself of the robe. He gives his clothing to David and even removes his garments and his belt. Now, this time we're going to share 2 Samuel chapter 1. So as you can see, 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 26. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant, very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of woman. So this is obviously David saying that his love for Jonathan was greater than the love for woman. And this is after they were both on the ground kissing each other until David exceeded. After, at another occasion, Jonathan stripped of his clothing, and now he's saying that his love for Jonathan was greater than the love of a woman. And you see here, you can look it up in all English translations. And once I click on it, you will see that it's more or less the same meaning. So that's what we read, KGV. Then here it says, passing the love of woman. Then it says, your love toward me was more wonderful than the love of woman. Your love to me was wonderful, passing the love of woman. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of woman. Your love for me was more wondrous than the love of woman. Your love was more amazing to me than the love of woman. Now, personally, I don't know about any kind of love towards a man. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, me personally, I'm not talking about everybody else, you know. I don't know any love towards a man that is surpassing the love towards a woman. But, you know, that's just me. That's my opinion. So he also says here, your love for me was deeper than the love of woman. You were truly loyal to me, more faithful than a wife to her husband. The translation here is quite different. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing woman's love. Passing woman's love. Here, your love for me was wonderful, stronger than the love of woman. Same thing at the bottom. Your love was more wonderful to me than the love of woman. Your love to me was extraordinary, surpassing the love of woman. Your love to me was extraordinary, surpassing the love of woman again. So I think, you know, I can move on to the next thing that I want to share. And this time it is 2 Kings chapter 4. Verse 32. And when Elijah was come into the house, behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore and shut the door upon them twain and prayed unto the Lord. And he went up and lay upon the child and put his mouth upon his mouth and his eyes upon his eyes and his hands upon his hands and stretched himself upon the child. He stretched himself upon the child with his mouth on the mouth of the child, and he was laying up upon the child, you know. So when we talk about laying with another man, he's laying into that woman on top of that woman's son. And the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked into the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And he called Gehazi and said, call this Shunammite or Shunammite. So he called her, and when she was come in unto him, he said, take up thy son. It is a son. It is a male. Okay? So there you have it. Tazaryach asked for it. I delivered it. And maybe some people have some explaining to do. Stay safe, stay healthy, and if I am allowed to Badanecheru, I will definitely holler back at you. Hotel.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving middle nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I
just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neture class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at for my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/ma'atforever.